Good morning, floss tubers. This is Sunday, the 3rd of September, and today in Australia it's Father's Day. So very, very happy Father's Day to all our Australian fathers, and also remembering all the fathers all over the world for whom Father's Day is a different day, but not today. Sorry, I've been away. I have a note, have very good reasons. Work, pretty much. It's been a bit mental where I work. I'm a public servant, so it's been a bit cray at the end of the financial year, and budgeting and all of those sorts of things. So not a lot of time to do stuff that I really like to do. So where do we start with this one? So I promised you a blow-by-blow description of the retreat that I went on. It was a beautiful retreat held by A Stitch in Time in Hobart, Tasmania, which is my hometown, incidentally. So it was lovely to go home for a little while and see some of my familiar faces and plant my feet on the earth there. And as also you may have noticed, I got a hairdo while I was there, which was lovely. The first sort of 10 or 15 years of my working life, I was a hairdresser. And so I visited a former workmate in Hobart, Scott, at some hallucination hair, and let him loose on my unruly mane. So this is the result, and I'm very, very thrilled with it. And it sort of hides the tinsel a bit, so that's really, really good. I feel $1 million. So Scott will never see this, but thank you very much, Scott. I do feel fabulous. And if you're in Hobart and you need a hairdo, Scott's salon is down in the historic Salamanca Place, and tell him I sent you. So the retreat was fantastic. It was held at the very beautiful historic Hadley's Hotel, and I have very, very fond memories of Saturday nights dancing and live music and all sorts of fabulous things there. But the retreat was lovely. Carrol and Kathy and the teams did such a fabulous job of making us all feel very comfortable and very welcome, and it was such a nice way to spend a weekend communing with like-minded people. So it was really lovely, and I got a lot of stitching done, so that was pretty great. I'm just looking around here to see if yes, I do have the project that I was stitching on. I was a bit worried because I was stitching on it yesterday. I thought perhaps I hadn't put it back on the table, because for those of you who are friends with me on Facebook and Instagram, you will know that I have recorded this. This is the second time I've recorded this floss tube, because the first time I didn't get any audio. So you would have just got a lot of... So this is much more interesting with some audio. So there you go. There were about 50 of us at the retreat. We had some beautiful food, some lovely wine. I even had a cocktail or two, shared some, really, really lovely times with good friends. I was interviewed for my very, very first other floss tube, Shady Trees, Stitches and Nat. Oh, I'll put them in the description when I see them. I'll put them in the description. And Nat interviewed me for my very, very first other person's floss tube, so that was pretty exciting. Hobart was beautiful. Weather was not too cold. We had a lovely B&B that I shared with Andrea and Naomi and Linda. So Andrea's from Queensland. Linda and Naomi are both from New South Wales, and I'm from Victoria. So it was sort of an interstate catch-up. So it was really lovely to spend some time with them too. Naomi put together a lovely, lovely, lovely gift for all our sort of B&B sherry mates, and it was really beautiful. And I'll show you what she put together. The first was this beautiful piece of fabric. You can see the colour really well here. It's a very rusty red. In fact, that's what it's called. It's a velvet, sort of really soft, really low pile velveteen, I guess. Really, really lovely. So a lovely piece of that, and I know what I'm going to do with that now. So beautiful piece of fabric. A lovely, lovely piece of sort of coordinating lawn. Beautiful. And there was some matching trim there that was all tied up into a lovely bow. A lovely sampler label. I have to remember to go over to my right side. Lovely sampler label. And a little parcel of odds and sods, including, I don't know whether you can see there, a little 2023, which was really lovely. Some buttons, some little bells, really lovely. And the fabric, by the way, the rusty red, was from number 12 Stitch Co. And then also in her little parcel, we got some Christmas themed floss drops, Santa. And because Naomi's spirit animal is a squirrel, we got some lovely Christmas squirrels. He's enjoying his sleigh ride there. So that was a really, really lovely little parcel to get, and really greatly appreciated. I made little gifts for the team as well. I made them a big tote bag that had saving the day a stitch at a time, and I also made coordinating t-shirts and some other little odds and sods for the girls as well. So that was fun to see those t-shirts, and if you were really, really mindful, you might have seen Karen wearing her Saving the World a Stitch at a Time t-shirt at the Attic Summer School, which I was a bit pumped to see. So that was really lovely. On one of the days of the retreat, Santa visited us, which was lovely. And everyone at the retreat got a beautiful project bag. This is mine. And this fabric at the top here is sort of glittery gold fabric. And it's red inside. It's beautiful. And it was filled to the brim with little goodies. The first being lovely Hands Across the Sea sampler, which came with a way to personalise it for the retreat down here. But this is Hanorah Maxwell. So everyone got a copy of Hanorah. And as a bit of an extra, so this didn't come in the bag, but was available there, I bought the 103s to stitch her with. Beautiful colours, gorgeous colours. So that was lovely. Then also in the bag were a lovely chart from Mojo Stitches for a Biscornu Christmas one, and also a lovely Christmas ornament from Jane Carrol. That's it. And it also came with all the little goodies to put those ornaments together, the little wooden frame and the ornaments. So that was lovely. There was from Tzir Handmade, a lovely Needleminder, little Christmas Needleminder. And I got another Needleminder too, but I'm not sure where that came from. It sort of landed on the table. So if this was from you, thank you very much. Little holly with some berries. And some lovely scissors. It came in a little sheath. And somewhere along the line, we got a nice little tin here, which has some of my favourite needles in, some Bowen size 28s and 26s. Good little emergency tin to keep in your handbag for when you wish you had a needle and you don't. There were another little packet of some Christmas charms there. There was also from our friends at Fox and Rabbit a lovely Christmas design, especially for Christmas in July. And I also bought the thread pack, which I think my cats have been at. So there is a few DMCs and some Weeks dye works for that design, and a little piece of fabric. It looks like eucalyptus, but I can't be sure. I think it's probably eucalyptus, so that's for that design. So all in all, a lovely, lovely, oh, and there was a Christmas tree, and on the Christmas tree were these beautiful wooden ornaments, and everyone got one with their name on, which is lovely. Very, very nice. So we were very, very, very spoilt. On the Friday, we had an appointment to shop at A Stitch in Time, and I have to tell you, it's a small shop, but by golly, it is packed to the rafters with everything you could think of. I really needed more time, to be fair. I did buy a lot, but I could have bought more, I think, if I'd had a bit more time to dig around. But it's a great shop. It's got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff in it. And one thing I bought, which I'm not a patchworker. I will never be a patchworker. In fact, I can visit patchwork shops and know that I will be 100% safe because I will never be a patchworker. But I did buy this lovely red fabric because I have a plan for it. Can't tell you what the plan is yet, but I think there's like a whole metre there. Really beautiful colour. Oh, and look, this happens to go with these threads that I bought. Interesting. So this is some beautiful cotton quilting fabric. It's beautiful, really beautiful colour. So I got that. And while I was fortunate enough to be in a place where I could see threads, I thought to myself, you know, I really need to sort of start building my thread collections. So, I may have bought some threads. May have bought a whole heap of threads. So these are Simply Shaker threads. So I bought, you know, a few of those. I'm not going to go through every colour because that would be so boring. I bought a whole heap of Gentle Arts, the normal Gentle Arts ones, not the Simply Shaker, including a big handful of my favourite almost black crow. That's black crow there, and a lot of the beautiful reds you can see. I also bought a few Weeks dye works, and oh yes, a handful or two of some classic colour works. So I've made a pretty good start, and I've also joined their classic colour works and their Gentle Art thread clubs, and I'm on the waiting list for the 103 thread club. So quite a good start on my thread stash, I would say. I bought 2 large hanks of soie d'Alger, soie d'Alger, 2 different reds for 2 different projects. One is 2646, that's this one, the darker one, and one is 945, which is the brighter red. And I bought those One is, I'll see if I can show you this without taking it out of the package. So this is Therese, Maria Vincenza Larica. I love her name. And she's a beautiful red sampler. And I loved her because she's horizontal, which is nice for a change. And I think I'm going to do her in the darker duller red. But she's beautiful. Maria Vincenza Larica from Hands Across the Sea. And then I also bought Carrol Page. Now, I bought Carrol Page. She's also a little red sampler, and I think I might use the bright red for her. And I've got some fabric that I might try. It's a darker fabric. But I bought Carrol because I have Page from the Norfolk Broads in my family history. So it'd be interesting to see whether I can sort of connect her some way as a long-lost 27th cousin, 9 times removed or something. But she's a really pretty little sampler. She looks small, but I don't think she is. Now, those of you that know me very, very well know that my spirit animal is, of course, the cow. And so I also picked up, sorry about the glare, there we go, Hanorah Brown Carl, EW 1831 from Hands Across the Sea, because I love these 2 little cows at the front. It's a beautiful red house and some lovely motifs and a great border. And I'm not looking forward to stitching all that green, but she's stunning. Hanorah Brown Cow from Hands Across the Sea. And Elizabeth, who was sitting at our table at the retreat, was stitching this next sampler, and she was using DMC, and it was just stunning. And I think, well, I love to use silk. I love to use the overdyes. Sometimes, it is absolutely okay to use DMC. And I see stitchers saying, oh, I'm just using DMC, or I'm, and I think just use what makes you feel good. And Elizabeth was stitching Hannah Campbell in DMC, Hannah Campbell, 1838, Balypallady, Ireland. And the colours are just divine. She was so beautiful. So I think I'm going to take Elizabeth's point, and I'm going to stitch her with DMC also. But I might find a really nice mottled fabric for her. She's beautiful. Hannah Campbell. I got very late onto this bandwagon. I bought the Redwork Pears by Annie Beez. I got this most beautiful book from Therese Vanette called The Most Humble Hands. And there's a number of projects in this book. It's a beautiful darning sampler. But lots and lots of different projects. I also love the one, this is the one that took my fancy, was The Poet and the Rose, Elizabeth Beard, 1820. So that's this one here. And she has this beautiful satin stitch rose there, and she's gorgeous. So I can't wait to start that one. Again, another horizontal one. They're sort of taking my fancy at the moment. So beautiful book from Teresa. You can get it online at kittenstitcher.com, I think. Beautiful. Or your local needlework shop. And the other one I got was, again, another horizontal sample, the Crowns and Shields from Blackbird Designs. Some lovely projects in this one as well. Lovely motifs that you could just make into anything. That's that one. I also pretty much shopped Hobart out of size 28 needles, I think. So if you were looking for Bowen size 28 needles at a stitch in time, I'm really sorry, because I bought them all pretty much. And the other thing I saw down in Hobart that I haven't seen in my local, I don't really have a local needlework shop really, John James Petites, and I really like those. And so I did pick up a few packs of those where I saw them. Again, I'm sorry if you like those and there weren't any there when you went. It was probably because I got there before you. Sorry. What else? Stitches were so kind at the retreat. I got a whole heap of floss cards. These ones were from Kathy Purden, beautiful red sewing machine. Lovely. These ones were from Vintage Lily Makes. Another one of my favourite animals, sheeps, because, you know, I'm also a knitter and a crocheter. Lovely sheep. These ones were from Carrol Hen Stitches. And it's got a lovely sort of vintage ad there. And down the bottom, it's got the dog with the cotton. It's Kerr's cotton. And it says, "That's just the kind Mama told me to get." Very cute. And I also got these. And now these don't have a name on them. So if these are from you, thank you very much. They're really cute. Came complete with a ring. Lovely, beautiful little artwork there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Great. So lots and lots of little floss cards. I was very, very, very spoilt. There was a raffle on the day too, and they raised some money for one of the local women's shelters, which was fantastic. And I was lucky enough to win a prize. Yay! And the prize were these 2 Mill Hill kits, swans, buttons and beads. Little Christmas number there, and the other one was a beaded pin pillow. Very cute. And it came with, wrapped up in this magnificent tea towel from the Fitzwilliam Museum. So hopefully you'll be able to see the sampler tea towel. Dum, dum, dum. Very English. And I think that tea towel is going to make its way into a project bag, I think. At this point, that's what I've decided. It's too good to be a tea towel. While I was in the shop, I took a lot of projects with me because I wasn't really sure what I thought I would like to stitch. So I took pretty much every work in progress that I have. So I was really fortunate, and then I drove my car and got the boat down so I could take a lot of stuff with me. It didn't prove to be so smart at the very end when we had to all move out of the house together and there just wasn't enough room in the car for all the girls' luggage and my luggage as well. So we had to do a bit of a relay. So when I was in A Stitch in Time, I found another little Hands Across the Sea sampler, which I thought would be perfect for stitching at the retreat. And this is Oscar Topfield, 1904. It's a sampler stitched by a little boy. So I thought that was really cute, and it's got a lovely, lovely Christmas message. And I was hoping to have it finished, but I am probably about halfway down. I've done both the sides, halfway down the text in the middle. So very, very cute. So that's Oscar Topfield. Very, very cute little sampler. And I'm stitching him in DMC, and they're the colours there. On the thread ring that was provided in the little package from Naomi. It's some little Christmas gingerbread men. So I got that out of the package straight away to put my threads on for Oscar. Really cute, gorgeous colours. Beautiful. And excuse me, it's not ironed. Sorry. Very sorry, it's not ironed. And this is about where I'm up to. So I've done all down the side, lovely little motifs. And And as you can see, Oscar was quite fond of changing thread colours. And we had a little bit of a theory about that perhaps, you know, Oscar really only had a bag of odds and ends, and so he just used what he had at the time, because some of the letters have got 3 or 4 different colours in them. And at the time I'm thinking, Oscar, what were you thinking? But it looks really beautiful. In fact, when I first saw the pattern, I thought it was done in a variegated thread or a multicoloured overdye. But no, it was lots of single stitches in one colour. But it's been a real joy to stitch. And I guess one of the things that I do which makes stitching multicoloured things go a bit faster for me is I am a multiple needle person. So I have a needle threaded up with each colour. And I know lots and lots of people that have just one needle in each project, and that's fine. But I get so little stitching time that I find having a needle threaded up with each colour makes it much quicker for me to be able to change colours and to get a little bit more accomplished in the little time that I have. So tell me in the comments whether you're a 1 needle per project stitcher or you are like me and like to have multiple needles threaded up for your projects. Right. Excellent. So it's Sampler September. And so for Sampler September, I have decided that I am going to continue on last year's Sampler September project, which is Hannah Dawson from Fox and Rabbit. And I've showed you Hannah I think in episode 1, so I haven't done any more since you saw her last time. So I'm hoping to make a lot of progress on Hannah. And I am going to start, and I know it's September 3rd, I haven't started her yet, but I am going to start another Hannah Wilson. So Hannah was a beautiful Ackworth reproduction by Needlework Press, and it was an exclusive for the Homespun Needlework and Cross Stitch and Samplers Facebook group. I'll put the links to that group down in the chat, but this particular exclusive is not available now till it's released in about 12 months time. So she's very, very beautiful. I'm going to be stitching her on 56 count Fox and Rabbit. I think it's 56. I have to count the threads. I can't remember what I ordered, but I think it looks like 56. It's really, really fine. Eureka. Eureka, which is quite a gold colour. I wish you could see what I think I did last time when I recorded this yesterday. What I did is I held up a piece of white paper so you could see. There we go. She's quite golden, and I'm using Weeks Dye Works, I think, in this beautiful mahogany sort of colour, which is called Tatanka. But it's really beautiful, rich mahogany colour. So I'm excited to get started on that one. And a third project is a lovely French sampler that I've been working on, and I haven't worked on her for a little while, but I'd like to give her some attention during September as well. And it's a Coleur Touterelle. I don't know. Coleur Touterelle. And it's Therese Barrall, 1843. It's a really pretty French sampler. Beautiful colours and quite unusual for me. The French samplers are really quite elegant. They're very, really beautifully spaced, really, really elegant looking samplers. I just love them. And so I am stitching her on a piece of pink Salt Lake from Fox and Rabbit, which I think was the fabric of the month. And I have done this much. And she's really quite pretty. So take a good look, see if I can get a bit further during September this year. And I'm using a Versoir silks for that one. I haven't got them on floss rings yet, but now that I have lots of nice new floss rings, I can put them on floss rings. So that's my 3 projects for Sampler September. So keep an eye out on Instagram to see how I go. It's it's going to be a little bit mental work for the next sort of 6 months, so we'll see. We will see. Right, shopping. Done a lot of shopping. So my wonderful friend Akshay gifted me the beautiful Florence Mary Dickinson. Lovely. And I had been waiting to get the silks to stitch her. And I think I'm going to stitch her on 40 or 46. I'm not really certain, but depends what colour I can find. She's beautiful. Thank you, Akshay. And you will be very pleased to know that I now have -3 all the 103s to stitch her. That was almost a disaster. So that's almost all the 103s to stitch Florence Mary. And I did get this box at a stitching time too. I'm now wishing I'd got more than one. But you can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27 103s in there. And that is a Gutermann thread box. And I know they did have them at a stitching time. I'm not sure whether they still have any left, but you can certainly hook onto Carolyn and she'll be able to tell you. So that was fun. And because, you know, you can never have enough stuff. And I went shopping with Karen from Fox and Rabbit and her friend Carrol, and of course they're big quilters, so they wanted to go to a quilting shop. And as I've said before, I'm absolutely 100% safe from patchwork. We went to another little shop in Hobart called Threads, and which is just the most stunning patchwork fabric shop I've seen. Just beautifully displayed, lovely quilts. They also have some needlework supplies as well. And if you remember back to my first episode and my 30-year-old work in progress, I actually bought it from this shop when they were in their very first location. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, so we were in this shop. Carrol and Karen were rifling through fabrics and purchasing fabrics and stuff, and I'm thinking, you know, I don't need fabric, but I did see these 2 gorgeous little things, and I thought I'm going to have those. They're little pin cushions, I guess. One's a ladybug and a little chicken, and they come with all the bits and pieces to make those. They're from Hatched and Patched. And it says quick and easy. And I'm looking, quick and easy. Yeah, no, they're not going to be quick and easy for me. They might be quick and easy for someone who knows what they're doing, but not for me. But I'm certainly going to give those a go. So there's a little, as I said, a little ladybug and a cute little chicken. So I got those. In Hobart at the retreat, one of the ladies came up and showed us she'd been to a little a stamp collector's shop, and she'd bought the most divine World War I postcard. During World War I, French women embroidered these postcards to give to the soldiers to send home to their loved ones, and they're very poignant and very. It was quite emotional to see and emotional to read what was on the back of them. Not a lot of them have anything written on them, but some do. So I took a little walk around to the shop and relieved him of the rest of the postcards that he had. So I'll just show you them. They're really beautiful, quite fragile. So I'll try and get them so you can see them. This one has got something written on the back. It says, "To my dear daughter, with love from your father." This one is a sprig of heather. I'm thinking of you, little basket. I'm sure they're probably violets or pansies. Good luck. Right is might. You see the French and the Australian flags there and four-leaf clovers. And there is a date on this one, February 7, 1916. But it's not written on, so you wonder, they put the date on and then never got around to finish writing them. It's really sad. Another "I'm thinking of you" with an Australian flag. Maybe these are forget-me-nots, perhaps. Don't forget. There we go. This one says, "To my dear wife, from your loving husband." And on the back, it says, "To my dearest wife, from your loving husband, a happy Christmas to you all. I hope to be home before another one comes along. Dearest Ella, best love and plenty of kisses from your loving husband, Charlie." And it's dated the 28th of September, 1917. Beautiful. And this one is, "To my dear daughter." And this one is written on too. It says, "To my dearest, from your dearest daddy to my darling daughter." About the same date, September 1917. And the last one is a Christmas greeting. Very fragile, this one. "To my darling sister Nancy, with lots of love from Will." It's a beautiful, very poignant, and I really feel lucky to have picked those up. Very, very lucky. Now, more shopping. And another purchase I can't believe I made. And if anybody out there has made this purchase and actually stitched it, I would really love to get some advice on where to start and how to go and what to do. So this is a beautiful parcel of French general fabric. So it's a beautiful panel, or several panels really. Let me unfold it. Several panels. So this one says Mercy. So they're stitcheries, I guess. But, you know, I'm just not really sure what kind of stitches to use or how to stitch it, or whether I need to put it in a frame or what. And this says bonjour. Bonjour. And some beautiful floral panels. And this is what I was thinking I might be able to use the fabric that Naomi gave me, that beautiful velveteen, as a backing for one of these as a pillow, perhaps. There's also some darning type panels. There's some longer sort of leaf panels. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing, so we'll see. But if you've bought this panel and you've stitched it, I would love to see it. So I'd love to see what anybody's done with it, because I have no clue where to start. And it came with some beautiful Japanese shishiko thread in red, and I think it's a really dark navy. You probably can't see that there. And some cream and some DMCs in there as well. Some beautiful trims and some lovely Japanese needles. So I am quite the impulsive purchaser, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. We'll see. We'll see. I might have to have a retreat with some embroidery people just to see what to do. It's been a long time since I've done actually any embroidery. I'm sorry about the noise. I'm just putting it back in this little parcel so I don't lose anything. Yes. Tips and tricks for new players, gratefully accepted. So if you've got any, I would love, 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 love to see them. What else have I got here? I bought from my lovely friends at the Cruel Goblin honey fair, which goes with strawberry fair, which I also have and haven't started. And I got all the beautiful threads to stitch that with. I bought this one, In All Things Be Exceedingly Diligent, from Needlework Press. And I also bought, because I've seen one of them stitched, Naomi was stitching one, this one, Floral Etchings. And I thought they looked really pretty, so I picked that one up. And this lovely one here, Be a Friend. Which is the companion to In All Things Be Exceedingly Diligent. Also from Needlework Press. And because I am, look, I just couldn't help myself. This is from Scarlet House, and it's Martha Evans, 1829, I think. And I bought all the Veriswa silks to stitch her with as well. Got 2 to come. So I've been a bit busy. When I put my order in at Cruel Goblin for the French General pack, I also ordered up another panel. And so I rang them, and when I realised, and said, actually, I'm pretty sure I don't need 2 panels. So I said, surprise me with some Classic Colourworks reds to replace the panel. And so they did, and they sent me these beautiful Classic Colourworks reds that I can put now on my Classic Colourworks ring. And funnily enough, they're 5 colours that I didn't have, so that was pretty good. Pretty thrilled with that. Put those in there. I have got a lot of Classic Colourworks reds, but I just don't have those ones. Very, very weird. I've been fabric. So the June, I can't remember whether I showed you the June fabric of the month. So 40 was Possum. which I really like. Lovely mottled, it's almost a purpley sort of creamy grey, which was lovely. Oh, and Latte, is very nice. Great sampler colours. And I think this was a Patreon colour, which is Cacao. Beautiful. Oh, just reminds me of hot chocolate. And because I'm a Patreon, I managed to snafu a whole yard of Eureka, which is this lovely gold, again, lovely gold colour, a whole yard of 40 count, so that will come to good use. And again, some Patreon special colours. This is Oyster Mushroom, which is sort of a pinky tan. It's lovely. And Ocean Air, lovely as well. And a lovely piece of 56 count Mayflower, which is going to come in handy for some of those samplers that we've been. It's got very, very, very slight sort of colour variations in the Mayflower. It's really beautiful. So that's fabric, and I think that's just about all for stitching. The book I've chosen to share for you from my library this month is this book. Now, I'm really, really fortunate. This book came out in 2000 and I'm going to just quickly look in the front here, 2008, and it was published by Needleprint. It is just a stunning, stunning, stunning book about a sampler collection. Just going to see. Just beautiful, beautiful samplers. But is the Good Heart samplers. There we go. I've said enough now. It's the Good Heart samplers. It's a beautiful hardcover book. You can pick it up on eBay or Amazon. I've seen it everywhere between $40, sort of $100 and $600. So do shop around. You can pick it up quite varying prices. It's a beautiful book. It has the most stunning photography and lots of history of the samplers, history of the stitches, history of the people who stitch them. Just beautiful. See if I can find some more. Gorgeous. I really want to learn how to do this cut work. And I'm just going to, I showed you that picture. Again, some beautiful pictures. So that is the Good Heart Sampler collection by I think there are 3 writers that contributed to this one. Purchased by Needleprint. I'll pop the ISBN and everything in the chat. But the Needleprint books, when they published them, were so beautiful. I have a few of them. I'm really fortunate to have them. So that's that one. I've been doing a little bit of crochet and not much knitting. When I get home from work, because it's been winter and sort of dark and I'm tired and I'm sometimes a bit grumpy, I've been doing a bit more crochet because it's easier on my eyes. So I have made this week this cute little basket. which you may have seen on my Insta. Cute little basket, and you can see I bought some little tags that said handmade by Nia, which will be great for little gifts. And in this little basket go these, which are little cotton makeup remover pads, face washers, cleansers, washable, so you can throw them in the washing machine afterwards and use them again. So great for my environmentally conscious friends, I guess. So there's those. So I made 6 of those to go in this little basket. I thought they would be great little gifts for friends. I've done 2 more squares in my granny square blanket. I thought I'd finished this square, to be fair. I thought I'd finished it quite some time ago. But when I was reading through the pattern, and there's like a schematic that has all of the squares and how you sew them together, and I thought to myself, my hope square doesn't look that big. Like, So I went back to the book and I had a look at the pattern, and I realised that the pattern continued over the page from where I thought it ended. So I thought it ended here, which was actually quite nice a place for it to end, but there were quite a few more rows to go. So I joined on and I finished the Hope Square, which is really beautiful. Really loved it. It was a real labour of love, this one, because I got to here and I had too many stitches, so I had to rip back, and then I ripped back to here and realised that this row was correct. So I didn't need to rip back that one. So really pretty. And then I had a bit of a rest with a smaller square, and this is the Flare square from Granny Square Patchwork. Again, really nice. Really nice square. Sorry, the light's going in and out from there. Excuse me. And then on a Wednesday night, I go to my local knitting shop, which also fortuitously has a cafe. So on a Wednesday night, they're open till 9 p.m. and many of the crochet and knitting community from around where we live gather there on a Wednesday to sit and drink coffee and crochet and commune and eat great food, great cake, and just really take a rest from the week. And it's my absolute favourite day of the week, and I love to go there, and it just gives me that little boost for the middle of the week to make Thursday and Friday just a little bit more bearable. So it's called Spinner Yarn Cafe and Wool Yarn Shop, and they have a beautiful range of yarns and patterns, and Leanne and Tracy are accomplished knitters and crocheters and are always ready to help choose colours and help when you get stuck, and just really beautiful. I'll pop their Facebook down as well, but just lovely. I've met some beautiful people and made some really great friends, and it's just a really lovely way to spend a Wednesday evening. But last Wednesday, not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before, I was, poking around in the yarn, as you do when you're there, and a whole heap of yarn fell in my basket. So this is the yarn. Whoops, upside down, Miss Jane. Crypto 8 ply. It's an acrylic, but very soft It doesn't have that squeak that acrylic sometimes has. Excuse me. So I got a number of balls of this, and the colours are beautiful. And because I saw this pattern, so it was a pattern for a cardigan, but up in the corner here, you see, is a pattern for a sort of chevron, a quick, surely they jest, a quick chevron throw. There it is. And so I thought, oh, I'd like to make one of those. So yarn came home with me, and I chained 340. I did, chained 340, and made a start on my chevron blanket. So there it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colours. And only 2 rows to the pattern for me to memorise, so that's really good. And just something, we went for a drive, my husband and I, the other day, and it was great to have in the car. It's not too taxing. I can sort of stitch it in the car, which is lovely. Yeah, once I get back to going to work on the train, it will be a good train project, especially in the winter. It'll keep me warm. So yeah, that was a nice little project I started during the week because I needed another project to start. So that has been my sort of stitchy month. I guess it's been a little while since I've spoken to you, so really sorry about that, but I'll try and make it for the first week of October now, and hopefully I'll have a lot of great progress to show you on my Sampler September projects. As always, I like to share with you some Flosstube number ones. So I love watching people's first floss tubes. I think it's really great because talking to yourself is weird, and trying to make it, you sort of try to think, oh, what will people find interesting? What will I talk about? Yeah, and the first floss tubes are always really interesting to watch. Some people just go gusto and straight in there, and they go really, really well, and I think that's amazing. But I love to listen and hear about why people got into cross stitch or why they got into crafting altogether. Yeah, I really love to hear those stories. So this week I have 3 Flosstube number ones for you, although I believe they're all up to like Flosstube number 3 now. The first is Liv from Long Live the Stitcher, and Liv's story is really, really interesting. Elizabeth from Savoury Sewing is another brand new floss tuber and doing some really lovely things. And somebody who I really, really could relate to is Beth from Stitching in My Pajamas. So I do a lot of stitching in my pajamas, so I really, really related to Beth. And so I will pop their handles down in the description below, and hopefully you'll give them a visit and tell them I sent you. 3 great new floss tubers. I want to thank everybody who's watched. Thank everybody that's subscribed and hit the bells and comments, and I really try and answer all of your comments. So if I've missed one, please just give me a bit of a poke and I will get around to answering your comment. I love to hear what you're stitching. I love to follow you back. So if you've got a floss tube, please feel free to say, hey, I'm over here, come visit me, and I will watch and subscribe and follow just like you've done for me, and I really appreciate it. I will try and let me aim for the first week of October, which is 4 weeks away, and you can see what progress I've made on my Sampler Septembers, if any. We'll see. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my Father's Day with my husband today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.